I've said several times since the final game in all three phases. We pitched well. We played good defense, which I think a lot of times you expect the first time out. But to hit that well in 3 games, in all 3 games, there's times I don't remember ever a year where we swung that well the first 3 games in a row. You might have a big first game and not swinging as well in the second game, but in all 3 games, we swung terrific.
What did you think offensively that you would see?
Well, no, I knew we'd swing it well, but again, it's hard to believe any team, regardless of how good you are offensively, that 3 games in a row on the road, you would get that many swings off, especially with so many new guys. I was proud of the new guys. Every time it seemed that we put a new guy in or a new guy started, he seemed to get off to a great start.
Did you change your approach at all on the play, seeing more pitches swinging earlier in town? So you kind of changed like that from last year?
I don't think, system-wise, if that's what you're asking, no. But, the difference is, they played really well. The difference is they played with a lot of confidence. And I think collectively, there's times where certain guys may get off to a good start, and other guys may not. But I thought we played 16 position players, I think, down there. And they all played really well.
Obviously, I don't know about command of each guy, but overall the pitching staff threw almost 70% strikes for the weekend. For our first weekend, that's a pretty good sign.
And we pitched 10 guys. And I don't know if we've ever had a first weekend where we pitched that many guys either.
Yeah.
And they all really pitched well. The guy that probably pitched the most poor was Greenwood, and the guy that you wouldn't expect. So if somebody was going to not have his best outing, it's, I guess better that somebody that is really the anchor of the bullpen, the guy who can really pitch. But you're right, high strike percentage by everybody. One of the things that we talked about after the fall, Coach Lafferty made mention several times, is the difference with these guys, besides the depth that we've talked about, is the ability to throw more than one pitch into the strike zone. And,
first guy in, I think, Chris was wide short, so they gave him.
And as good as any freshman in his first outing has been, I mean, that's anybody. He was super dominant. Struck out 4 of the 6 outs. Total control, throwing fastball, slider, and changeup. Looked terrific. Hit 91, 92, I think. Averaged right at 90. Looked great.
What did you see in him, Mike, that made you go to him so early?
Well, at first, we weren't really sure who would be the first guy. We thought about Wagas back just because we knew we wanted to get him 1 inning before this week. But with a little bit of a lead, I thought it was a good time to let one of the new guys that haven't been out there get out there with a little more spread in the score to feel a little more confident, and he was terrific. He didn't need any lead. He pitched great.
Maybe I'm really reaching here, but Anderson 3 Ks and 13 at bats. I mean, different approach maybe from the 3-hole. Anything different with him, or just a fair thing?
That's you. I didn't know that. Just swing it, and we struck out the least amount in the conference last year,
right.
And all that. That's a good stat. It doesn't always produce runs. It's always one of the things I don't know if people correlate. Just because you strike out doesn't necessarily mean, especially at this level of baseball. There's times where you can't strike out. There's times where you have to get the runner in from third base. But the truth of the matter is, strikeouts don't actually correlate to anything, except for with the runner at third base and less than 2 outs. So, we're certainly not worried about him striking out.
A little more on Wagas back. You mentioned him, but I don't think he's starting for you. Just what you saw from him, what you've seen.
He's been terrific. His 3 outings in January. I keep saying January. I guess one of them was in February. The 3 weeks prior to the start of the season, he pitched as well as I've ever seen him, and seemed to get a little bit better each week. He looked terrific down there. The plan all along was to start him, in this midweek game, and